Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for tuning into your reading. So today's reading is going to be, how do they feel about you? So your person of interest, the one on your mind, how do they feel? How do they feel about you? First off, I'd like to give a shout out to Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, for donating to the channel. It was your donation that brought me back and gave me the motivation to do this reading, so thanks for that. If you are new to the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. It's important to support all your creators on YouTube in that way. It costs nothing, but it helps us a lot. And thank you very much to my subscribers who continue to come back and support the channel through your likes and through your subscriptions. You guys are blessed. You are awesome. And I intend everything good for you, okay? Only the best. So with that being said, we're going to use some charms to pull the groups, so you can go off of the thumbnail flowers, the timestamps, however you feel drawn to, your intuition. But before, let me just do a quick disclaimer that my readings are meant to provide clarity and guidance, and the focus will be on your best interest, even if it's not what you expect, okay? So that being said, bear with me. My voice is kind of rough today because I've been reading a lot. Also, it's probably on the soft side, but the room is quiet, so you should be able to still hear me or use closed captions, okay? So, it's going to be a little noisy while I pull some charms for group 1. Let's get a charm that will represent group 1. Oh, okay. Somebody out there is angry. Somebody out there is grouchy, cranky, angry, mad. Thinking negative thoughts will make you more angry, grouchy, cranky, and mad. So maybe that's the type of person you're dealing with, or you have a question if they feel that way. I don't know. I'm sorry to see that, though. That's group 1. And for group 2, let's get a charm. Oh, we got 2 coming out, and so both groups, 1 and 2, wanted to be dice today, evidently. So then we've got group 2, who's looking soft and kind and happy. It could be a message also to group 1 to be kind to yourself and to others. Kind to animals, kind to yourself, think helpful thoughts. Also, somebody could be born in the year of the rabbit. We're dealing with somebody like that, or Pisces dominant. Don't have to be, but it's just a sweet little image of a bunny rabbit. Maybe you have a pet bunny, or you like bunnies, okay? If for whatever reason that resonates, then that's for group 2. And then we did get this extra one for group 2. It is a fortune cookie message that says, you have every reason to be confident. You have every reason to be confident, group 2. Interesting. Finally, for group 3, a charm to represent my group. And group 3 wanted to as well. First, we've got a blue crescent moon. It's like really pretty shade of blue. And it's got a star on it. It's not quite the Star of David, but somebody could be Jewish or of Jewish ancestry, since that's what I thought of when I first saw it. But also, you can see, or at least last night, could see the crescent moon and the planet Venus. So Venus rules over Taurus and Libra. Also rules over the year of the dog, the year of the snake. So maybe that's a clue for somebody out there. It's just a really pretty charm. It's really pretty, and it's celestial. Maybe you're into astrology. Maybe you want to learn more about that. Maybe you just like to stargaze, like the moon, feel drawn to that. Maybe you need to do that, puts things into perspective for you. This does feel like an indigo color, so I'm going to interpret that as intuitive, focused, stability. So there's a message about intuition, making you feel more focused and stable, so trusting in that, developing that. These are just some of the thoughts coming to my mind with it. Let's see what... You could also be here for a Pisces or Cancer. You have that strong in your chart. Think of Cancer. Maybe it'll come to me. And then this other message, you got group 3. Your biggest achievement lies in helping others first. Very selfless sort of energy. The moon represents the mother. In some interpretations, the father, either way, a parent, and parents do for their children, right? They put the children first. Of course, we could argue parents need to put themselves first, put the mask on yourself when you're on an airplane that's going down so that you can help those. But bottom line is caretaker vibe, caretaker energy. Your achievement lies in helping others first. So maybe you might need to hear that in terms of choosing a career or changing careers. But either way, it could be related to you. It's here to help you pick. Pause the video if you need more time. Timestamps are down below. We're going to get started with group 1. And we're going to find out how your person of interest feels about you. Group 1, I have to admit that I hope that your person of interest does not feel this way about you. Maybe you feel that way about them. Maybe you suspect they feel that way about you, hence why you're here. I am getting some energy of third-party situation, but if that's not your story, don't take it. This is a general reading. It's like a horoscope or a taroscope, meaning it's for a lot of different people. So just take that resonates with you. Take the messages that resonate with you and forget the ones that don't. They're meant for somebody else. I am going to use this emotional barometer deck, which I haven't used in a while. We'll start with that. So tell us, how does a group 1's person of interest, the one that is on group 1's mind, for everyone who chose group 1, their person of interest, the one they're here for, how does that person truly feel about them? We did see grateful, but what else? Oh. We got grateful and ugly. This person doesn't feel like they're good enough for you. This person doesn't feel like you're attracted to them. No wonder this person feels like this. They feel angry, they feel mad. This could be all in their head. Doesn't matter if, you've told them that you find them attractive or you feel like you act that way. This is how they are feeling. I'm feeling ugly, like the card says. This person just, they're feeling down about themselves, down about their appearance. Excuse me. And like the card says, this feeling is independent of what somebody actually looks like. There are beauties who are sickened by their looks and grizzled munchkins breezily at ease with themselves. So that's kind of a funny way of putting it. And this person doesn't, they could even be just thinking they're ugly on the inside. They're in a mood where they just don't feel attractive. So if this is your partner and you're in a relationship, look for signs of this. You might want to compliment them. If this is like an ex or somebody from the past, maybe it'll make you feel good to know this person doesn't feel good about themselves. But, others of you, maybe that's not the case. If this is a crush or something, well, this reading usually is geared towards people who've actually had a relationship or are in a relationship with this person or dating that person. But this is how they feel. They're feeling bad. They could be just feeling sad. It could be due to their clothes, their haircut. Maybe they've let themselves go a bit, or they just can't afford the nice things that, they like to do, their skincare regimes, whatever the case may be here. I'm just kind of summarizing what is on this card too. That they really feel like they need someone to build them up. That's what they feel like. They need somebody to verbally tell them why they shouldn't be ashamed, that they're not a monster, that they're not mean. Even though they should be able to provide this for themselves, we're all supposed to be able to provide, a boost to our own self-esteem through affirmations and speaking to ourselves kindly and lovingly and pointing out, the good things about ourselves and what we love about ourselves and being able to just be our own best cheerleaders and our own best friends. This person really needs help with that right now, and they don't have it. They don't feel like they have it. So that's interesting. What's going on there? I'm going to go ahead and use the Jane Austen playing cards deck to find out more about how this person feels about you. And something about you, my loves, is making this person feel ugly. On the outside, on the inside, or both. They're just not happy about it. How does this person feel? How do they feel towards the viewer? Three of Wands. That's Sun in Aries, established strength. How many a man has committed himself on a short acquaintance and rooted all the rest of his life? Okay, so I'm getting a couple interpretations here that you guys met each other. It was love at first sight. and or the relationship move very quickly. This is for those of you who maybe rushed into the relationship or got serious quickly. And then this person is feeling like there are regrets as a result of that, that you should have gone slower, that people should have taken their time, okay? I'm also getting the impression that this person, they're waiting, and they're looking for some sort of sign for the future, where this can go. Some of you could actually be in a relationship with this person. Also, I'm getting, again, that third party vibe. If that resonates, you would know. Otherwise, it's not your message. But getting strong Aries dominant energy for one or both of you. 3 as well in numerology. But yeah, like the card says, how many men have committed themselves in a short acquaintance and rooted all the rest of their lives? So they've regretted the rest of their lives. They don't want to do anything they're going to regret. So if they're commitment phobic, or, you know, they haven't been committing themselves to you, you know, they don't want to have regrets about that, or they maybe have gone through that. If this person's involved with someone else you're committed to, they feel like they should have given it more time, they shouldn't have rushed into it, and it doesn't matter, you know, how long they met this, like how long they dealt with someone, they just felt like they feel regret about a commitment, and or they don't want to regret making a commitment before they're ready. Especially if they don't know somebody very well, or if they haven't known you in a long time. We've got 10 of Pentacles energy here. Stability is important to this person. This relationship could be in a groove right now or on pause. It could have gotten kind of stale or stagnant. Getting some stable vibes here. Something could be a 4-life path, doesn't have to be, but there's some sort of consistency. I don't feel like there's a lot changing right now, but there is waiting. And this card says, I never wish to offend, but I am so foolishly shy that I often seem negligent when I am only kept back by my natural awkwardness, okay? So it could be this person's feeling like, you know, if you're being shy or withdrawn, that, you know, you're not doing it on purpose. So maybe, you know, for some of you, this person feels ugly or unattractive because you're not forthcoming. Like you're not showing interest, but maybe you are shy, or this person's perceiving you as being shy or awkward, and that's why. So it's like, in that case, they would know that, you know, you're not trying to ignore them, but they still feel unattractive as a result of that. For the rest of you, this person does wish to say hi, H-I. They do wish for things to be more consistent and to work on things with you. They, if they're feeling like, if they're being withdrawn, or they haven't made a move, or it just seems like, you know, things are stagnant, then, you know, they don't want to seem foolish either. Maybe they're really being hard on themselves for being foolish, for feeling awkward. That could be another way that, you know, they're being hard on themselves. So we already saw, you know, they are. Excuse me. We've got several cards coming out. We've got the King of Hearts, Fitzwilliam Darcy. And that makes sense. Fitzwilliam Darcy from Pride and Prejudice. His character, if you want to check out any of the movies or books for further clarification. But you don't need to, because whatever. I mean, unless you want to. The reading, in this reading though, it's water sign energy. You know, water sign energy feels very deeply, but often keeps that, you know, under the surface to themselves. They don't speak on it. And in the movie or book, you know, he does feel very deeply. And he does feel very deeply for one of the Bennett girls. I forget her name, the oldest one. And he doesn't express it. He actually allows himself to be manipulated emotionally by those around him. To think, you know, that the situation wasn't mutual, that the feelings weren't mutual. So he was a little bit, I mean, he obviously had very, very deep feelings, especially in that society, in that day and age, you know, you didn't show those feelings. Like, it was very, everybody just played their, you know, played the cards close to the chest and kept everything inside. but he's one of the most loving characters in any of those books. Which shows that this person really does have love for you, especially if this is someone you are or were in a serious relationship with or dated for some time. If it's a newer person or something like that, then they like you very, very much, regardless of how foolish or shy they act. They just know that they're hard on themselves about that. They don't want to, if they're holding back, they don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to choose the wrong partner, and they don't want to rush into anything. But if they let their hearts lead the way, and they just went and followed their heart, 100%, then they would have already, proposed to you, married you, told you how they feel, confessed their love, that kind of thing. All right. Anyway, sorry you guys, I'm having some digestive issues back here. Just ignore me. If you can hear it. Hope you can't. I hope you can't, but whatever. I'm human. And humans have issues sometimes, unfortunately. Anyway, back to the reading. So when we have the King of Cups in the feeling section of a reading, and where we're asking the question, how does this person feel about you? They love you. If we see the Ten of Pentacles, that, if we're just strictly going off the cards, how does this person feel about you? They feel like your family. They feel like your family, you're part of their community, you're one of them. That they could even feel like, they want to provide for you financially, that you guys are well off together, you're materially abundant, and just like your family. Three of Wands is about feeling passionately about somebody, but also feeling committed to them. And also feeling like there's been effort put into this, and kind of like waiting for that effort to pay off. Waiting to get married, waiting for a new phase or a new, happy time in the relationship. Waiting even maybe to move in together, but waiting to get more serious. So even if you're married, for example, they still feel like there's more depth that can be achieved here. But for most of you, that's not the case, but I'm just saying as an example, to give you an idea of the feelings I'm picking up on. So let's get another card on how this person feels for group 1. So one more, please. I guess we're doing flyers today. The other feelings want to come out for group 1, and how the person feels. This one fell. Eleanor Dashwood. Okay, so they could be water sign dominant. You could be earth sign dominant. Don't have to be. This is from a different story, Sense and Sensibility. And I think that's the younger sister, I want to say. She was very, romantic. So there could be an age difference. You could be younger, they could be older. The masculine could be much older, more mature, more established than the younger feminine. It doesn't have to be that way. It could be vice versa. But that'll resonate for somebody. With this energy, though, this person feels like you are solid gold opportunity, that you are a good person, that with you, there is abundance materially and emotionally in terms of like just having a life with someone. They feel like you're down to earth, you're grounded, you're honest. They feel like you are sensual, you're caring, you're loving. They also feel like you're high quality, high class, or that you have the potential to be that. Some of the energies of the character, Eleanor Dashwood, could describe you as well if you wanted to, like, look her up or learn more about her. I think think actually Eleanor Dashwood, was she the older one? Look real quick. Yeah, she's the older sister. Okay. So that matches more with, you know, what I was saying about you being grounded, honest, down to earth. More mature. She was played by Emma Thompson in one of the movies, and she's a Taurus. So you could be Taurus too. You could have Taurus traits. Be born in the year of the snake. You don't have to. But yeah, that's what's coming through. So that's how they feel about you. Like they feel like you are, you know, just resourceful, domesticated, I guess you could say. Somebody that has all those traditional wifey vibes to you. Somebody that's used to a good, comfortable life. Like your family. Like it feels like you guys are married or something. Like it could feel like you are their spouse. You know, they can see themselves married to someone like you. And maybe this person is... You feel like, you know, you're their touchstone, you're the rock, like you're the more grounded one than the two of you. Whether you think of it that way or not, that's how they come across as feeling. Like they're the more sort of emotional one. Even if they are very, very good at hiding that. Like they're less grounded and more kind of emotional. And, yeah. I mean, that's what's coming through. So... let's get some messages from this person and see how they feel, how else they feel. There's a good amount of flirtation that exists between the two of you, or they feel like flirting with you. Okay, how does this person feel about group one? What would they say if they had no filter, and or how do they feel about excuse me, group one? Six of Cups energy. There's some love here, soulmate energy here, and I know we've had our problems, but I prefer to remember only the good times when we made each other happy. I mean, that's just how they look at the situation. Like, you're not only somebody that they love and care for, but you're like family, you're like a friend. You guys could be exes or old friends or known each other for a long time, or there's a sense of knowing each other from before. Like, when you met could be like that old soul kind of thing, soulmate kind of recognition type, soulmate recognition thing, okay? And they just perceive that no matter what kind of times that you had, like, regardless of bumps in the road, that they just want to look at the bright side, because there's plenty of bright sides too that you have shared, and like lots of times when you made each other happy, and that's what they like to look at. That's how they remember you, or that's what they want to focus on. And then we have this card, I imagine exploring your hot body, and it turns me on so much. I cannot wait for a new sexual experience with you. So there's that flirtatious. That's beyond flirtatious energy. I said flirtatious, but this is next level. They feel extremely physically attracted to you. And they want to be with you again or for the first time. Either way, they really want to be with you in that way. Dropped it on the floor. They, you know, they imagine that. They imagine being with you in that way. You're everything I want in a partner. I'm open to starting a family with you. That's the Empress energy. So yeah, they view you as their wife or their husband. They view you as their partner, their spouse. That's what I said before. Some of you could be waiting to be together. Could be circumstances, but really it's stemming from somebody not feeling like they're good enough yet. So they have manifested, you know, things taking longer. We saw that at the beginning with this I'm feeling ugly card. Okay, what else would their person of interest like them to know? Heart-to-heart conversation. They want to talk to you, have a heart-to-heart conversation with you. They want to honestly discuss their feelings your feelings together. So it may be hard to get one of the other people, like one of you, it might be hard to get you to open up and talk about your feelings. But this person is wanting to do that. They're wanting to have a heart-to-heart. They want to be honest about your feelings. They want to be honest together about the feelings here. Back of deck energy is give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So they're wanting to work on things with you. Work on this relationship. Give it a chance. They still feel like, you know, you are meant to be. That you're soulmates. That this is a special kind of love. They still feel very physically attracted to you, but it's beyond that. You've got angel wings on the cards, talking about like a spiritual connection. They're embracing very intimately, talking about the physical attraction. Really getting vibe to this person. If you're not married to this person, they want to marry you, but you guys need to talk about it. I don't know if you've ever had that conversation. Even in general, like, hey, are you somebody that wants to get married, like, in the future? Some people don't. I mean, most people, I think, they do want to get married. But maybe it's just something that you guys have never really discussed. And if you have, they just want to talk about it again, because even if, regardless of what happened, anything that happened, they like see you as their family. They see you as their spouse. Yeah, the physical connection is what's happened. Maybe that's how it started. Maybe, you know, you guys thought it was just going to be like a hookup or casual, or you guys maybe moved too fast into the physical connection, which is okay, whatever. The attraction was so strong. But this person does feel like, with the bottom of the deck energy, spirit, soul path, they do feel like there's more to it than that, than the physical connection. The physical connection is very strong. This person imagines that with you. They're very attracted to you. Which is why they take it all the more personal, you know, when they don't feel attractive. You know, because they want to be attractive. They want you to be attracted to them as much as they're attracted to you. They know the physical connection is fire. They believe that it would be. That's how they imagine it. And like the card says, the sacred union of bodies, now two becoming one, and then spirit, soul path, a personal evolution within your relationship. So they feel like this has potential to be so much more than what it is. And there is some question here about the way that it started, or about confusion about what it was or is. But they feel the spiritual connection with you, and they want to talk to you about, you know, their feelings here. Because they think you're everything, you know, that they ever wanted in a partner, and they know that you guys have problems, but they think that, you know, despite, you know, their worries or fears about marriage or commitment, you know, and despite the rejection fears, that, you know, this is something worth working on. That's what I've got for you, a group 1. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you want to see more readings like this. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome, group 2. So if you chose the bunny rabbit and this message here, this is your reading. What was the message again? You have every reason to be confident. You have every reason to be confident. So I'm going to use the same deck for you that I used for the previous group. And that is the Jane Austen playing cards. So all right, go ahead and think about your person of interest, the one you came to the reading for. We're going to ask the cards, how does group 2's person of interest, the one that came to the reading for, really feel about them? And I think I started with the emotional barometer deck in the previous group, so we'll do that for you as well. My feet are turning little blocks of ice here, guys. I don't know how cold it is where you are, but it's too cold to go outside here where I am. And I've got big, thick cabin socks on, and my feet are still getting really cold. So I need to wrap this reading up. You can get under a blanket. Or 3. That being said, back to group 2's energy and the person of interest that we came to the reading for. This person thinks you're awesome. They think you're awesome. They think you're great. They think you're marvelous. They think you're jaw-dropping in some cases too. It's like stunning, beautiful, soft, feminine for those who are feminine. Even if you're a man watching, you could have those traits. We all have both. But let's see. What does this person feel about group 2? How do they feel? Obsessed. Hearing Mariah Carey's "Why You So Obsessed With Me, Girl, I Want to Know." So I'm feeling obsessed. This isn't a mild or casual intrigue. They're just a little obsessed. It's like a crush. Could be this is somebody that, you know, you guys are in the early stages, talking stages, or this could literally just be that you have a crush on each other. It's somewhere in between, you know, crush or being interested in, somewhere in between being interested in someone and being, you know, full on in love with them. So yeah. I'm just kind of looking, and they might, you know, have you on a pedestal, seeing you through rose-colored glasses. Could they perceive you're doing that to them? Possibly, if it resonates, if that feels more true. But for the most part, what I'm getting is that you know, it's just kind of like, you know, puppy love feeling, even regardless of age. Like puppy love makes me excited to talk about this person. It makes me excited to think about this person, to see this person. Like I just get excited. I like a little kid, like a teeny bopper, you know, just like so cute. It's so cute. They make me blush. I just like to be around them, kind of thing. You could be like all that in a bag of chips, to stick to my generation's, you know, slang or whatever. But you could be everything. Like you could have all these beautiful qualities this person sees in you, but it's hard to tell if they're really seeing you clearly at this stage because they're seeing it through this lens of really thick rose-colored glasses. They could be being a bit naive and overly romantic when it comes to you. But it's not something they should be ashamed of. Like, if it makes them feel good and they're not hurting anybody, then what's the big deal? It's okay. The only thing is that when somebody has you so high on a pedestal, when reality sets in, you know, how is that going to affect the relationship? Are they going to be disappointed? How's that going to affect things, right? It also tells you a lot about this person. And it can tell you a lot about yourself. Say you have a crush on someone, you're obsessed with someone. Like all the things you're perceiving in that person, you know, that tells you something. It tells you what you value in someone, or maybe even what you feel that is lacking in your life or lacking in yourself. When and if that person bursts your bubble and you realize they weren't who you thought they were, then that teaches you about your own susceptibility to illusions or things like that, or, you know, something. It could be any meaning. It could be any meaning you want to give it, but you will learn a lesson from it. It tells you what you really highly value, what your ideals are. And it can also suggest that somebody's not really interested in getting to know a person properly. That could be an intimacy issue, right? It keeps people at arm's length. It keeps real love at arm's length because you're too busy idolizing someone. But for the most part, this is a positive card showing growth and giving us like further insight into who we are and what our ideals are. So short answer is like, what, how does a person feel about you? They're obsessed with you. So if you're into this person, you're probably a little bit happy at least to hear that they are very into you as well. And like the fortune cookie message said, you have every reason to be confident. So let's get some cards. So for everyone who tuned into group 2, sorry, I almost said group 3, but if I say it wrong, just know, based on the timestamps and everything else, you know, what group we're on. And don't get confused, okay? For group 2, their person of interest who is evidently obsessed with them, how else does this person feel about group 2? How else does group 2's person feel about them? We've got 3 of Diamonds, Earth sign energy. There is something so amiable in the prejudices of a young mind that one is sorry to see them give way to the reception of more general opinions. So it's basically saying in a roundabout kind of, you know, proper, archaic way. It's basically saying what was said in the previous card. That there is something so attractive about the young mind, basically. There's a certain level of naivete that comes with like obsessing about somebody and having a crush on somebody. That when that bubble is burst, you know, it's kind of sad, you know, when that bubble is burst, to see them give way to the reception of more general opinions. It could even talk about, you know, like this person feeling like there are others around them or you that has given their opinions that have kind of taken the shine away from the relationship or from each other's perceptions of each other. And because there is something so sweet. So even if this person's perceiving you, and it's starting to lean that way too, that even if they're perceiving you as having a crush on them, or that you both have a crush on each other, or you're both obsessed with each other, this person sees that as there's something lovable about that. And there's something sad when that bubble is burst. So it's like when the rose-colored glasses come off, even though it needs to happen at some point, there's something sad about that, right? You're seeing things, you know, more realistically, more generalized, and it's not as romantic, and it's not as ideal, and it's not as lovely. So maybe they feel like, you know, they're removing, you know, their rose-colored glasses, or somebody's removed those rose-colored glasses that they had towards you, you know, removed those from your person, or are trying to do that, or vice versa. Like that's happened here in the relationship where you guys are you're seeing things like more realistically now. And it's kind of sad that, you know, you guys couldn't just live in this fantasy anymore. You couldn't just idealize each other anymore, or they feel like you won't be able to do that anymore. Maybe you're at work, school, or there's some other outside interference, some sort of practical aspect, third party, whatever it is. Because many different people watch, you'll know what it is if this resonates, okay? Well, how else does this person feel? Something else has kind of burst the bubble, or they're feeling like it's going to be sad when that happens. It feels like reality has set in. This person does still have a tendency to obsess, you know, over you, a tendency to crush on you, wear those rose-colored glasses, but sometimes it's like impossible to keep those rose-colored glasses on in light of 3D circumstances. In light of reality, I guess you could say. How does this person feel about group 2? Ten of Swords energy. Ten of Spades in this deck, and it says, like many other great moralists and preachers, she had been eloquent on a point in which her own conduct would ill bear examination. So basically, wow. Something that could have burst the bubble and took the rose-colored glasses off of one's face is if one was perceived as being a bit hypocritical, or not seeing their flaws, their own flaws. So like the card says, like there could have been a painful ending in the situation, or one that is affecting, a painful ending that's affecting this connection in a negative way. Could have been a betrayal, but like the card says, you know, it's like criticizing somebody for a flaw that you yourself have, is how this person feels. And it feels like they're talking about the feminine in the situation, which most who watch the channel are female or feminine energies. So it's like they're talking about you, saying like, you know, it's like you don't have room to talk or something. You know, maybe you were critical, or they felt criticized by you or something like that. And then they're like, well, what about you, kind of thing. Like you're doing the same thing, kind of thing. Interesting. And it does kind of go back to that having a crush on each other kind of vibe, as opposed to just being one-sided, where it's just them feeling like they have a crush on you or them feeling like you have a crush on them. It's like it's mutual. But this has to do with like bursting a bubble here. So maybe they burst your bubble, or feels more like, I mean, they could have been the one that behaved or said something hypocritical, and then that burst your bubble, and you were like, basically like, you don't have room to talk. What are you talking about? You're the same way, or, you know, you're projecting or something like that. But I'm going to keep it simple. It really does feel like this person's like, well, one of the things that this person noticed that kind of bursts their bubble about you sometimes is that you often, like, sometimes you don't practice what you preach. Okay? Whether you agree or not, I'm not here to judge that or whatever. I'm just here to give you the messages. How else does this person feel? How else does this person feel towards group 2? And if I didn't say so, you could be earth dominant, they could be, or you guys could be air dominant as well. And 3, 1, or 4 could be strong in your numbers. And like I said in the beginning, somebody could be born in the rabbit, or have strong Pisces energy as well. Water energy 2, fire, could be anything or anyone, but you know, whatevs. Let's see, we've got the king, more earth energy. King of diamonds, Mr. Brandon. Mr. Brandon. Who are you, Mr. Brandon? I don't know. See, look at that. Got a couple here. Got Mr. Brandon, who looks like he's leaning into this woman who's leaning away from him. And then we've got Anne Elliot. She's just kind of being herself, which is a comfortable and helpful person. I'm not sure who Mr. Brandon is and why she's leaning away from him. Let's see. Second here. Sorry guys, I'm taking my time. Okay, from Sense and Sensibility. Okay. I know who he is now. Alan Rickman played him in Sense and Sensibility. And he was the older guy. So it could be an age difference here, or a maturity difference. He's very amiable into her, and that makes sense. Like, he's leaning towards her. She's kind of backing away or looking a little bit like, I don't know about you, kind of thing. So that could define your relationship in some way, shape, or form. And the interesting thing with Marianne Dashwood, who this is in the book or movie, whichever one, you know, she's extremely idealistic. She wears those rose-colored glasses. She can be, you know, she does get, you know, her heart broken due to wearing those rose-colored glasses, due to being overly romantical, and if that's a word, and then being involved with somebody who is like her, being overly romantic and romanticizing that relationship. And so when Mr. Brandon comes in with his sincere intentions and being on paper a very good match because he's well off and more mature and he's into her, you know, she's not, you know, feeling the same. So it could be like this person feels like they're Mr. Brandon because we got the obsessed card, and they could feel like you are, you know, you are Marianne in a sense, regardless of gender or sex, that, you know, you are, you know, maybe a little bit apprehensive or unsure about them, maybe due to, you know, having, you know, your bubble burst, your rose-colored glasses, you know, ripped off with regard to them, maybe in this relationship or a previous one. Now you're a little gun shy, you're a little unsure. But also with our Aunt Elliot here, again, this could be third-party stuff again if you resonate with that. But this, her energy kind of matches a little bit more with this 10 of Spades. How the practicing what you preach thing, although she was far from hypocritical. I was going to say she was very discerning in her perceptions. I think this person maybe has seen you grow from this fragile kind of broken-hearted Marianne character, this overly romantic, idealistic, rose-colored glasses wearing Marianne character, into, you know, a more mature, logical, objective version of yourself. That Anne Elliot is. So I don't know how long you've been dealing with this person or known this person. Maybe they're just thinking that you are, you know, this way. But they view you and feel like you are a sensible, gentle, capable person. Could be the middle child as well, because I believe Marianne was the middle child and Anne was the middle child. You have those middle child traits. They usually tend to be sensible, gentle, but often like kind of overlooked or, you know, undervalued a bit. They view you as, or feel like you're very calm, kind. You have a calm and kind heart. Some of you could have suffered the passing of a parent, particularly a mother. They could be aware of that. Okay. So this is how they feel. It looks like this person feels like maybe, you know, they're more into you than you're into them, or that was that way in the past, and maybe that was for reasons that didn't have to do with them necessarily. Maybe it did. But that they've seen you grown, and that maybe sometimes you can be a little bit critical, unjustly critical perhaps, but more or less that you are overall a kind-hearted person and gentle, sensible, capable. Okay. Let's see. Anything else? Okay, let's get some, if this is resonating, please hit the like button and subscribe. It does support the channel and help to keep it going, and I appreciate it. For some of you, this is your ex. It doesn't have to be, but I'm going to say that because for somebody out there, that's the case. Could be somebody that you were engaged to, but I do see an engagement here. What happens between these two, Mr. Brandon and Marianne, is they, spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil a 200-year-old plot line. They do get married, okay? I think this person feels like you're the one they're going to get engaged to and get married to. But how does this person feel? What else do we need to know? For group 2, how else does their person feel? And what else do we need to know? Past life relationship. We have known each other before. This person wants to, they do feel that strong pull to you. There's this otherworldly pull to you that is very, very strong, and you probably feel it too, which is why you're here at the reading, right? You feel something, they feel something, they feel it very strongly. It doesn't feel of this world or of this time. When you met, it already was there. It was like you felt this way, and they felt strongly towards you before even getting to really know you or spend that much time with you. So it could have felt premature and not make logical sense in this life. It's because it's a past life, or as I say on my channel, alternate life or alternate reality, where you guys are very close. And they wanted to start over. Like, they feel that pull to you and everything, but they don't want to repeat the past. So even if this is somebody like an ex from the past, And this is referring to the past in that sense. Either way, they don't want to repeat the same as the past. They want to take control of the situation. They don't want to let karma play out anymore. They don't want to be stuck on the wheel of karma with you guys just going round and round anymore. They want to take conscious control of the relationship, just as Mr. Brandon takes conscious control and takes the lead in the relationship with Mary Ann, just as Captain Wentworth learns to do with Anne Elliot in Persuasion. 1995 version, not that Netflix trash. But just as they took the lead, this person wants to take the lead with you. And they want to start over anew. But like still with that connection that you guys have. But this time not just letting, yourselves be victims to karma or victims to fate. But instead be the captains of your own ships. And ride this wave and this relationship, into the direction and in the way that you both want to, and make it, beautiful the way you both want it to, like consciously, doing it consciously by taking the lead and taking the helm and taking control, right? Not just getting knocked around by karma anymore, and not just, being on that wheel of karma over and over again, repeating past mistakes. They don't want that. I think this person's going to let you know that. If you guys are in no contact, I see this person reaching out. For the reasons I already mentioned here. And some other ones too. Or they just feel very drawn to you. And they're, like the cards, they're obsessed with you. So let's see what else. How else does this person feel about my group twos? We've got love language, quality time, be the witness to each other's lives. Yeah, they want to be a part of your life, your daily life. They want to spend quality time with you, just the two of you. They want to be with you. They want to live like their life with you. Okay, quality time could be their top love language, your top love language, but regardless of the love languages, they just want to spend quality time with you. They want to go maybe on a picnic, as the card shows. They want to just spend some one-on-one time with you, talk to you, get to know you again, or get to know you deeper, more deeply. They just really are intrigued by you, interested in you, wanting to be close to you and getting to know you. Just spending quality time, just the two of you kind of thing, meaningful time together. Bottom of the deck energy, healing connection. Your romance will transform your life. So this person really wants to be authentic with you. They want to heal the connection. It could be wounded from alternate life, past life kind of issues or karma. They want to fix that, heal that, even if they don't know consciously that that's what they're trying to do or why they're drawn to you. That's why they're drawn to you too, is to transform the relationship in the way that they know that they can do it, and the way they feel compelled to do it, and in a way that will lead to, a new relationship, a transformation, right? Out with the old, in with the new, a new beginning in this love, and where your souls can have a new life together that feels much better and more healthy and more beautiful. This is what I've got for you, group 2. This is how they feel. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Oh, did you need messages? I think you do. We didn't get you messages, but I do feel like I talked more about your stuff than I did in the previous group. Like I gave a more in-depth analysis, if you will. That we didn't need the message cards as much, but for fun and just to be fair, we'll get some message cards real quick for group 2. What would their person say, and or how do they feel about group 2? If they had no filter, what would they say, or how do they feel? Those two. Your guides, okay, your guides are winking at you, giving you encouragement, little playful wink, saying hello, like this is what you've been looking for, this is what you've been hoping for. And they're coming across as, I'm super lucky to have such a winner on my arm, I'm proud to call you mine. So this person, yeah, they're like, you've got this. This is what you've been wanting, This person feels like you are a star. They feel like you're great. They feel like, they want to show you off, and they feel lucky to be with you, or they would feel lucky to be with you, and they would be proud to be with you. We've got, I'm determined to give generously to you, even putting your needs above mine, no matter how hard it is. So there's something like, with that Ten of Swords energy again, some sort of painful energy, sort of betrayal type, sadness, major disappointment energy here, ending of a painful cycle. And it might not even be something that occurred in this life, but in an alternate timeline or the past life karma stuff. This is, again, tens are about endings. So it's wrapping that up. That phase is history now. And the lesson or the new change, the transformation is perhaps that this person is needing to give and wanting to give generously to you, even putting your needs above their own, no matter what. And maybe that's something that, you know, needed to happen, the lesson that needed to be learned, or that's the way in which this is transforming, you know, if they didn't do that before and they should have been, or maybe it's their turn to give back to you if you were the one who was giving or over giving before. Either way, that's what they're saying, is that they do want to give generously to you regardless of the difficulties of the past. One more message, please. One more message for group 2. Another 6. 6 is about love. It's about contentment. It's about harmony. So feeling like with you they can have love, contentment, harmony. It's also the number on the Lover's card and the major arcana of the tarot as well. So soulmate energy. Difficulties, but at the same time being undeniably soulmate and spiritual relationship. You are my sanctuary. When we're together, I feel safe and carefree. Yeah, so it's like leaving the past behind, leaving a bad situation behind, leaving what wasn't working behind, and really going, you know, really going for it. Facing a brave new world together, and really facing your fears and being together because they want to spend that quality time with you. You are their home, you are their hearth, you are their sanctuary. They feel safe with you, they feel carefree with you. Like you know, you are the one for them, group 2. So I got for you. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. And now I'm really moving on to group 3. Last but not least, group 3. Okay. So how does your person of interest feel about you? Go ahead and think about your person of interest, the one you came to the reading for. I'm going to use the emotional barometer deck to get you a card before we pull some cards from my Jane Austen playing card deck. So for everyone who chose a group, excuse me, 3, how does your person of interest feel about them? How does group 3's person feel about them? Needy. I'm feeling needy. They feel needy. There's something about them that they feel needy when it comes to you. And the message was at the beginning, your biggest achievement lies in helping others first. So maybe you've made this person dependent on you because you are so giving, you're so generous. It happens sometimes. We attract takers. Or it can be vice versa, interchangeable, flip-flop the other way around. It's a general reading. It could be the other way around, but this is the card is saying, I'm feeling needy. This person could be the opposite of needy, right? But like the card is talking about, if you are always taught to be a certain way, like very independent, very strong, very mature, you know, there comes a time when, you know, you just need a soft place to fall. You just need to be comforted. You just need to be told that it's okay. You don't have to be, you know, strong all the time. You know, you can feel supported. You can ask for help. And this person wants to hear that they're wanted by you, but they're afraid of rejection. They're feeling insecure. They're feeling small. I'm hearing that one song. What's that guy's name that sings that? It's not Sam Adams. Something. Basically, look what you made me do. I'm with somebody new. I'm dancing with a stranger. So it's like, for you and those in separation, or if this is an ex or it's a third party messy situation, it's like this person would just settle with or go with somebody to feel comforted and not alone, and to replace like their lack of you, because they feel needy, they feel unsupported, they feel insecure. I'm not giving like excuses. I hope that's not the case for anybody. I like to see people in uncomplicated situations, but if that's what it is, that's what it is. Also, I mean, it doesn't even have to be like hooking up with somebody, but just like, you know, finding new friends or new people to talk to, or, and even if you'd been in a relationship for a long time, and you don't think this person's needy, you know, you might want to kind of take another look at the situation or at them and their behavior, because there will be signs that this person is feeling unsupported in some way. You might want to reach out, you know, and let them know that you're there for them if things are, you know, okay and you feel good doing that. And they could be like not wanting to express, you know, where they feel weak or needy because they don't want to be rejected, but also, I mean, they're just not used to doing that, right? And this saying, you know, like the card says, it's not something that only happens in weak and insecure, inadequate people. It can happen to the strongest person. Insecurity is a sign of well-being. It means we haven't allowed ourselves to take other people for granted. It means we remain realistic enough to see that things could genuinely turn out badly, and we are invested enough to care. So this person does still care. They care about you. They are still invested. They're invested in you. You know, if they wanted to, if they felt comfortable or confident to, they would say, you know, I really need you. Do you still want me? And that they need to feel like they can say that or behave that way or give that energy to somebody that they're with. So as the card says, to eradicate the damning and macho associations that hover around the word neediness and recognize the mood for what it is, a sign of maturity and health, that it's healthy and mature to be able to express that you need someone else. Interesting. Okay, let's see what else. And maybe they're learning that lesson, you know. It's okay and healthy to admit that you need and want someone else. Come back here, you. Come back here. It's trying to escape. Mr. Brandon, you already came out in group 2. Mr. Brandon had no problem admitting that he wanted Marianne. She was even like behaving like she wasn't interested in him. She was basically rejecting him. But he was steadfast. And even though he was a proud, accomplished, mature man, he didn't let his ego get in the way of showing up, you know, when she needed him. And despite a little encouragement from her, still like wearing his heart on his sleeve and showing his interest. So it could be, you know, how this person feels like being with you, if they're not like that with you already. If you were drawn to group 2 as well, you could check out group 2 if you felt like it might have additional messages for you. But for everyone who chose group 3, how does their person feel toward them? How does their person that they came to the reading for feel towards group 3? Frank Churchill. Okay. So that is Page and Knight of Wands energy, which is fire energy. So you could be dealing with a fire sign. Somebody could have that strong in their chart, but doesn't have to. But whenever we see, fire, we think of like passionate energy. Also, this is an energy of inconsistency, right? Somebody coming in and out. Like somebody not being consistent or living at a distance, even on again, off again, maybe. So it's there, okay, with Churchill, this is that energy of being very attractive. So this person could be very attractive. You could make them feel very attractive if you're the masculine. If you identify with fire sign, could be that they're saying that, you're very attractive in the way that you talk, in the way you appear, your appearance, things like that. But I feel like this is more to do with, this person they feel attractive. But, I mean, he honestly, he's not a great guy. Like, this character's not a great guy. Yeah, this is from the book or the movie Emma. So check that out if you want to. It doesn't necessarily mean that your person feels like they're that way. Because we already saw that, they first came out as Mr. Brandon. So we're trying to figure out, like, which one is it? They're very different characters. It does feel like this person, isn't genuine, not presenting themselves in the way that they really actually are. Maybe not showing their feelings the way that their feelings really actually are. Let's get some more cards and see if they give us a little more enlightenment here. I'm taking my time. Sorry, guys. This is a character that I'm not familiar with. So I want to become familiar with, because that's what I do. I'm like doing your readings, but I'm also learning different things as I go. That keeps me interested as well. And it's one of the things I get out of it. Okay, so he's just very much like the perfect character to embody that, energy of the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. It's like the devil may care, I'm out to have a good time, passionate fun, everybody likes me, I'm considered attractive, but I'm also like immature and selfish in some ways and can be deceptive and manipulative in some ways. So let's see, how does this person feel about the viewer? Henry Woodhouse. We're getting a lot of people, aren't we? Mr. Brandon, that's at the bottom of the deck again. So more fire sign energy. This person's extremely attracted to you. Like, they're very, very attracted to you. Enormously so. And, I'm having a hard time figuring out if to what extent are they pulling the wool over your eyes or being like inauthentic. I think some of them may come across as having more money or just having their stuff together, being more together than they actually are. I feel like this is who this person was, especially if you're dealing with somebody who is older than you. This is who they were in their youth, but even if they're not that much older than you, I feel like this, if you're here for somebody that you've been dealing with for a while, not a new person, I guess it could be a new person. My point is, I'm feeling like this is who this person was more so when they were younger or before, and this is who they're growing into. It's like turning over a new leaf. And I'm not just saying that, it's really, aces are about new beginnings. And it's like this person settled down. They used to be wild, now they're settling or they've settled down. That doesn't mean that this person's all of a sudden perfect or anything. I don't think that this person has become completely comfortable in their new role. Because I feel like they've entered a new role, a new phase in their life. So that can mean different things. This could be representing a father figure who had an impact on him. This father figure, Henry Woodhouse, was not a big fan of marriage. So because of that, this person coming through, feels like they shouldn't want to get married or want to settle down due to some sort of negative, paternal, fatherly influence on him. Remember the first card talked about machismo and like learning to be okay with being needy or to ask for like what you need and to be vulnerable basically, and to not be too macho to say, when you want something or when you have needs, to share those needs that you have. So it feels like they picked up that way of thinking from a father figure, but who they really are is more like a Mr. Brandon, who would lean in to sharing their feelings and things like that, or to letting somebody that they're interested know that they're interested, and like to wear their heart on their sleeve a little bit more. That's also within your person. That's also who they feel like they are. But they also feel like they still have some of this energy, of their father or that maternal figure who wasn't a fan of commitment and was a little narrow-minded about things. And they're not real, as this person gets older, they're not real comfortable in who they're becoming. But they are leaving behind that more maybe more attractive and fun, but inconsistent and kind of player energy. They're leaving that behind. So if we're talking about how does this person feel about you, so far what we're getting mostly is they feel needy, they want you, and they feel extremely attracted to you. They want to come towards you. They want to have a passionate new beginning with you. They want to communicate with you. They want to take action. We've also got some heartfelt energy with the Seven of Hearts and the Five of Hearts. You mistake me, my dear. I have high respect for your nerves. They are my old friends. I have heard you mention them with consideration these 20 years at least. So speaking of a father figure, that's the father from Pride and Prejudice, Mr. Bennet. And there is something about nerves here. So maybe you suffer from anxiety and they perceive that, they're going to be that sort of calming influence, but also kind of like cheeky jokester influence as well. It could be referring to what they saw in their home growing up with their parents, that kind of dynamic between Mr. Bennet and his wife, where, his wife was always basically histrionic, right? She was always making a mountain out of a molehill, and oh, my nerves, freaking out and just being like over the top with her nerves. It could be something that like they experienced, your person experienced. Also, it's a reference to this person not being completely comfortable in, in their new role in life, or in the new role of being a committed partner, or the person that they're growing into. The Seven of Cups is about not knowing what to make of a situation, of being confused, of trying to decide who you want to be or what path you want to take. So they feel that way. Like they feel like confused. But also like they have a sense of where this is going, and they're figuring out what they truly want. And the Five of Cups, or the Five of Hearts, is heaven forbid, and that would be the greatest misfortune of all, to find a man agreeable whom one is determined to hate. Do not wish me such an evil. So basically this is about, wanting to have a small mind about something, wanting to hate someone, but not being able to. So this person could feel like you don't want to like them, you want to hate them, you don't want to find him agreeable, but you like him despite yourself, kind of thing. Especially true if it's third party type situation. Again, it doesn't have to be, or even if you're just in like the talking stages. But there is definitely a connection here between the two of you that you both feel, you should feel, right? You should feel. Yeah, there's something. But I'm not going to linger on that anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and pull another card for you. And I feel like this is a kind of reading where whoever it's resonating with, they're going to be like, yeah, yeah, Oracle, I know what that's talking about. It's talking about this, that, and this. Okay, cool. I'm glad you know. So that's why I'm doing this. This is for you to understand certain things, or to be validated in, or to have things like clarified. Yeah, and also this energy of like, maybe again, it's that kind of commitment phobia, or just like not wanting to like you or feel for you, the feelings that they have, and like because of the reasons already described, kind of not wanting to repeat the way that they were brought up, or because they had a male influence in their life that made them feel like they shouldn't need or want something, or God forbid they shouldn't have real feelings for somebody, or like deep feelings, yada yada, but now they find that they do. And it's like, it makes them nervous. I feel like a lot of you are so giving and loving and putting, other people first, that you're kind of like a wish fulfillment for this person. They just feel like they can trust you, or that their feelings are safe with you, whether they've actually acted on that yet or not. And this is something that is a little confusing for them, but they feel it nonetheless. They feel that connection, that emotional connection nonetheless. For group 3, how does this person feel about them, or what else do they need to know? Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And this card is about not only forgiving and learning within a relationship, although take it if it resonates. There could be some forgiveness needed here, one way or the other. But it's also about the past. I was talking about the past. Who's in your past? Like your parents and the way you were raised, your upbringing. That's all in your past too. This card talks about that as well. Just learning to forgive anyone and anything, or whatever situation hurt you. And letting it go. To experience more love in your present moment, you have to forgive and release the past. It's like this person is learning to forgive and release what they learned from their past, from the upbringing, that has not served them, that has kept love away from them, that has made them feel needy for wanting a very basic human need, which is love and connection. So they're letting that go so they can allow themselves to be open to love and connection, and realizing that it's a healthy and it's an okay thing to need. It's an okay thing to want. Okay, and what does that lead to with the back of the deck energy? It has to do with commitment and a wedding. This situation involves marriage. So despite this person, you know, being influenced to not want marriage, or to think that it can only be a pain in the butt, which, let's face it, it can be, you know, as demonstrated by that card talking about Mr. Bennett and his crazy wife. It wasn't, you know, a terrible situation, just like it was an ill-suited kind of match. But this person, once they forgive and learn and release the past, you know, they are able to be less nervous about the idea of following their heart and even committing to someone. They feel like, you know, you are someone that they can marry and commit to. But it's a matter of, you know, forgiving and learning, you know, still. So they're still kind of struggling with that. Yeah, releasing that disguise, being authentic. They're still struggling with being their authentic self, and, you know, not being in that Frank Churchill energy anymore. Workplace romance. So this could be somebody that you met at work, you do meet at work, or there's some sort of common cause connection that you guys have, that you share, that brought you together or brings you together. Could end up working together. Could be military, both of you. Don't have to be. But there's some sort of common cause that brings you guys together that would be like, if we hadn't done this X, Y, and Z thing, if I hadn't gone here or they hadn't gone there, or if this common cause hadn't happened and brought us together, we probably would have never met, kind of thing. And at the back of the deck we have reaching out. Expect a call or text from your person of interest. So this person's going to be reaching out. Okay? They feel like working it out. They're going to talk to you about that. They want to reach out for that reason to work things out. It's up to you to decide. Use this information how you wish. This is what I've got for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Please hit the like button and subscribe. It does support the channel and help to keep it going. And I will talk to you guys next time.